So we're going to be checking out an American house tour, which should be really interesting. I'm actually interested to see this, what it looks like inside in comparison to what I know in the UK. So yeah, very excited to check out this video. Just before we jump into it, I'd really appreciate it if you could hit the subscribe button. It massively helps out the channel, we're growing. But yeah, let's just jump straight into it and press play.
So a lot of people have been asking me to do an update video on my house. My house is much the same, but I've been living here for about 9 months now. I've been working a bit on the garden, working on the lawn. One of my neighbours, when I first moved in here, commented on how bad my lawn was before I did.
Oh, just quickly, let me know if this is like the average American home or if it's a little bit different. Let me know in comparison to your home if it's similar, same kind of vibe, but I'm going to compare it to the UK as well. So yeah, this should be interesting.
Even got to know him, so I was, all right, buddy, I'm going to take you on with the lawn. Hey, Tui, come on, we're going to do a tour. Let's go. In the house. So in through the front door, I have a bowl of sweets for luring children in. I have a picture of my mum. Hey mum. If you remember when I first did a tour of my house, this room here I wasn't sure what I was going to do with, and subsequently you may have seen my video on my stereo equipment, but this room has turned into my favourite room in the house. This little tiny front room gets a lot of sun, and so I sort of did a lot of colours in here, and I put a sofa in here, and I put
no TV.
My record player, and I moved my speakers to the front like people on the internet had suggested that I do, and I like to sit on this sofa here and listen to my records. I just love this room. I put lots of little plants in here and lots of little toys.
But there's no TV.
I've got this neat Nixie clock from Russia that I love.
Oh, that's nice.
And photos of my family all up here, my record player, more photos of my family, a Tui, and of course my classic rock records that I love. Books
and he has a few
and so
though.
Forth. And of course my rather phallic collection of cactus succulent plants.
Cool.
So yeah, the front room, I just love what's happened with the front room. It was a real surprise how much it's changed and how much I love it. Yeah. Moving down the hallway here, another room that was blank when I toured last time was the formal dining room. The formal dining room now has seating for 6 or 8. And a few other bits and pieces, photos and pictures and so forth. I just got to find another.
So we do get that in the UK. We do have dining rooms, but I feel like in newer builds we don't anymore. Some more newer build houses don't have the dining rooms in them. I don't know why, because it does make sense, especially if you've got family around. But in my house, we got a front room, a kitchen, a hallway. There's no dining room. There's space in the front room that you could put a dining table in the front room and everything, but there isn't a separate dining room. It's not disconnected or anything like that.
Another 7 friends, and we're all set for having a dinner party. I put in some new lighting as well.
It's all linked together though.
The downstairs bathroom has remained unchanged. Kitchen is pretty much unchanged. My sister Becky and I are going to repaint these chairs soon. So
look at the fridge. So that is something we don't get in the UK, fridges like that. You got so much space in that fridge. You can really stock it up. The freezer part, that just looks huge. In the UK, imagine half of that. That is pretty much what your fridge is going to be. One door on one side, and you're going to have your freezer part at the bottom. But it isn't huge like this. I wouldn't even be able to fit that in my kitchen. My kitchen's too small to be able to fit that in.
Blue of the other colours in this kitchen. But yeah, the kitchen is really one of the best features of this house. It's such a big, lovely kitchen to work in. I just love it. So
all these worktop areas where you can
lit, and it's just easy to use.
And do your cooking.
Over here is yet another Tui. It's a bit of a Tui theme in this house. And my goldfish and other bits and pieces. Onto the living room.
Okay.
Just changing the living room. A few other pictures and so forth have gone up. I've changed the carpets in here. I put a beanbag in here, which I thought was going to be for me, but
I thought that was someone sitting on a sofa.
There's my gorillas. There's Albert, and there's William.
Interesting.
And into my office. The office, I've changed the desk in the office, so I much prefer this desk. It really works well in here.
Yeah, that looks better.
Yeah, I love using this office. Yeah, it's a quiet little room, and it's where I do all my YouTube videos for you.
Nice.
People. Of course, there's my picture of my old 911. And I wanted to show you a couple of rooms that I didn't show you last time, but before we got into that, we'll go out to the backyard here. Once again, the backyard is a bit of a work in progress.
Right.
It was just a big mud patch when I moved in, so really I've been focused on getting the lawn right.
It doesn't have no garden fence. In the UK, we always have garden fences. Always garden fences is got to be at least 5 foot. 5 foot is probably the minimum you're going to get. But I'd say most garden fences are about between 6 and 7 foot. This is quite interesting that he hasn't got a garden fence. I can see like a fence over there, but it's completely see-through. Do you get garden fences in America? Or is that not a thing in America? You just don't have garden fences? That's interesting.
So I'm going to plant more trees as I go, but to that corner there I put some agriviteas to hide that ugly chain link fence of my neighbours, so they'll grow out. And up the back I put hydrangeas, so they'll get bigger and bushier and they'll sort of hide that back end a bit better. But yeah, it's a really lovely big backyard now, and Tui spends a lot of time out there chasing a ball, and yeah, I'm really pleased with it. So, oh, there's my neighbour's dog. So I put some rhododendrons here, they'll grow up and
have a barbecue.
Flowery. But yeah, it's, oh, my dad bought me this barbecue when I moved in, that's cool. So yeah, a lovely backyard. I might extend this deck a little bit out this way, get some deck furniture. So that's my backyard. Into the garage, it was a bit of a mess last time I showed you, if I remember.
Oh, this is spacious.
Tidied it up a bit, I put some speed rail to put my tools along the wall there. Here's my golf, hey golf. And I mean,
I'll be completely truthful. In the UK, a lot of houses don't have garages anymore. That's another thing. I don't know why. We just don't have a garage. I've got a garage where I live now that's not connected to the house, but it's so small, I struggle to get in and out of the car when I park my car in it. So I tend to not use it. I park my car on the road because it's just the hassle of getting in and out of the car when you park it in it. It's just too time consuming. So I just end up parking on the main road all the time.
Some of my tyres up on the wall, those are the tyres for the Porsche actually. These are the tyres down here for the BMW. They'll be sold when I sell the BMW. Say hi to the BMW. Hey M4, what's going on, brother?
It's a nice garage.
But otherwise, yeah, no, I'm not crazy tidy garage guy. I'm not going to put a false floor or any of those crazy things that people do. It just has to be functional. So yeah, my garage is functional. Oh look, fireworks. You know what they're going to be strapped to. Hey Tui.
Not the dog.
Let's go. Let's go, doggy.
He must have meant something else.
Okay, so onto a room that I didn't show you last time, which is the basement. There's nothing been done in the basement, but I wanted to show it to you this time because it's one of the rooms that I want to work on. So down here,
basements are interesting.
It's a pretty standard basement here in the US. And what people in the US tend to do with their basements is fill them with shit. And that's what I've done as well. But my basement is huge.
Wow,
that's
a big space.
Very even climate. It's always the same temperature with
it's
summer
so
and
big.
Winter, so I think it's going to be a great room to finish. So.
I don't know why, but in the UK, I've never been in a house that's got a basement. I mean, I would assume some houses do in the UK, but it's not a common thing. And you would think it would be, because if I had a basement where I live now, that would give me so much more space. That would be my YouTube room. That would be where I'll be filming every day. But something like this, man, you could make this like a man cave, kind of a pool table in there, maybe a couple of TVs with sports on. That'd be cool. That's what I would do with this room. But yeah, interesting how big it is.
At some stage, it's just enormous. So it's got the plumbing for another bathroom down here.
Oh wow!
So I think I'll build another bathroom and just finish off the walls and so forth. There's companies that specially do up basements here in Connecticut, so that's what I'll do. And of course, this is where I just store a load of my crap that I am slowly putting on Craigslist and getting rid of.
Craigslist.
So yeah, the basement's interesting in that it's just so huge and so quiet and so kind of warm.
So what's Craigslist? Is that like eBay? I thought Craig was the guy on MySpace, but I'm guessing, yeah, it's like an eBay type thing, so it's got to be something similar.
Warm, sort of even temperature year round. So it's going to be a great room to do up at some point. So back upstairs.
Yeah, I want to see that
upstairs.
Where the
bedrooms and the other two bathrooms are. Not much has changed in my bedroom.
Nice spacious room.
Pictures. Picture of New Zealand I put up. I took myself. Yeah, so just a few more photographs and pictures in here. Doing it big. My bathroom hasn't changed.
Oh, en suite.
It's all good.
Wow, that bath
I've started decorating this yellow room. Put some pictures up, put a carpet in, that type of thing. I'm actually going to change the paint color in this bathroom. At the moment it's an apricot. I'm going to change it to a slate to make match the floor. I think that'll look better. I'm pretty pleased with how this room's turned out. This
spare
blue
bathroom?
room. I found some Some blue pictures, some blue chairs, blue carpets, blue everything. A little bit of IKEA furniture as well.
How many
I love
bedrooms
this
is
little
this
blue
in?
room. And over in here is Becky's room. Not much has changed
Bedroom
in here.
4?
Just a few extra pictures and some extra furniture. Yeah, it's a nice quiet room, this one. And I have my my laundry in here.
Okay,
So this is the other room I
upstairs.
wanted to show you guys, is up here is my attic.
Again, something we don't really
And
have in
it's
the
another room
UK.
that's unfinished. And it's another huge area.
Ah, wow.
That is available to be finished in this house.
You could do
And
some
I think
cool
I might
things
do
in
this
there.
before the basement. It's just an enormous space, and it's pre-piped for air conditioning and so forth. It just needs to be finished off, the walls and edges and so forth.
Wow.
So yeah, I'd be excited to get this room done. I think this will add a lot of value.
I'll be interested to look at an update of this and see what you've done with these rooms, because there's so many things you could do with that. You can get what they call in the UK a loft conversion. If you've got a big enough loft, you can have it converted. But it'll be interesting to see what this guy does with this room.
Value to the house. So there you have it. Quick update to my house, how things are coming along. I'll probably do another one in a year or so once my garden's a little bit more established. Comfortable? Yeah.
Very interesting video. It was very interesting to see the differences. I definitely think in the UK we should have basements. That would help me out so much. That would, like I said, that would be my YouTube room. That's where I would do all my filming. Yeah, it's tight for space where I live at the moment. So my filming area, I would rather move to somewhere else rather than where it is at the moment. But yeah, that was a beautiful house. Very beautiful house. It looked so nice. I'm actually curious how much that cost as well. But thank you so much for checking out the video. I'd really appreciate it if you could hit the subscribe button. But for now, I will see you on the next reaction.